Welcome back to Pitch Perfect Live. Today is day 4. You guys have been doing such an amazing job throughout this entire week. I can't even believe that tomorrow is actually our last day already. I'm hoping at this point that you've downloaded your Pitch Perfect Live workbook and you have been making sure to fill it out. Remember, if you submit that to me tomorrow by noon, you will be entered in to win a scholarship seat in my Pitch Perfect Pro e-course. So make sure that if you haven't had a chance to go through each of the days, because I know sometimes life gets ahead of us and we end up getting behind on our training, all of the videos are here on this page for each day so that you can fill in that workbook and make sure that you can be entered to win. Also, all of the previous live trainings that we have done with question and answers are all within our Pitch Perfect Live exclusive Facebook community. Make sure that you have requested access, and that again is right above me on this page. You can request access as well as download that Pitch Perfect Live workbook if you have not already. Okay, so now over the last couple days, we have worked on creating our elevator pitch and understanding who it is that we are creating content for and what that content looks like. Now what I did yesterday is I asked you to take a look at the brands that you know, use, and love. It's important when you're creating sponsored content to make sure that that content is authentic. And the easiest way to do that is to work with brands that you already know, use, and love. So when you went through yesterday, I'm guessing that when you wrote down the websites, their social media channels, and then looked for that email address, you might have had a little bit of a struggle. Now, I call the email address the golden ticket. That is who you want to reach out to in order to work on a sponsored content with them. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about how to find that email address. Now, on the website, you should have gone to the top menu bar and looked for something that said media relations or press releases, something of that. Now, sometimes it's also in the footer, so you got to check both spots. They like to be tricky and hide these email addresses. Once you find something that is talking about press releases, you want to click on a press release and go through, take a look at what they're talking about, because it's going to be important as far as the products that they are promoting. But then down at the end of the press release where they sign it, there's usually an email address for the person that is doing the PR for that brand. Now, a lot of times it's a PR company, so don't get kind of distracted by where the email address is going to. The important part is to know that the PR company is who you are looking to talk to about a campaign in order to create sponsored content. Okay, so now if you find that email address, that's your golden ticket. But if you can't find the email address, which is often the case, you can take it to social media. Now, something to keep in mind, guys, is social media should be one of our strengths, right? It should be something that we should be on daily in order to promote our own content. Well, it's also a great place to forge relationships with brands. They can authentically see what you are creating and you can tag them, which is going to get you on their radar. So what I want you to do is for one of those brands that you wrote down that you found in your pantry that you wanted to work with and you couldn't find an email address for, today I want you to take a look at their social media accounts. And I want you to put out either a tweet or an Instagram post about them. Now I say tweet or Instagram because if you have a strength in one over the other, then that's the platform you should be using. So for a long time, I was not comfortable on Instagram, and I have openly admitted this. I am now very confident on Instagram and would now do this over on Instagram, but you can do it on Instagram or Twitter. What you're going to do is you're going to put out a tweet or an Instagram post where you tag the brand and use a picture. So what I might do is I have a buffalo chicken lettuce wraps on my site. And in that recipe, I used Marzetti dressing on top. So what I would do is I would put out, again, tweet or an Instagram post saying, my buffalo chicken lettuce wraps are the best wraps because of @Marzetti dressing. No link. You are not looking to put down links and to drive traffic. The purpose of this is to tag that brand, letting them know that you already have content on your site about them. Now, Why the reason that you are doing this and trying to get their attention is so that they will follow you. Once they follow you, you can then direct message them. Now I know you're going to say to me, oh, well, on Instagram, you can direct message them without following you. Well, here's the thing. I don't know about you, but I do not pay attention to the direct messages that are sent as requests. And that is exactly what happens if you are not following someone. The notification is different. It always looks spammy. So we are going to try this technique and strategy because I'm telling you it converts and it works. Put out a tweet or put out an Instagram post where you tag that brand. You then can employ different strategies to try to increase the engagement. So many of us, I'm sure, are already using Facebook threads where you can put in a tweet and then it'll get retweeted. Or you're part of possibly an Instagram pod where you can put in an Instagram post and then it's going to get an increased amount of likes and engagement when you put in that Instagram post. So now if you are not part of one of these threads, this is a perfect opportunity to ask more questions about where to find it in the live training today, as well as there are tons of bloggers within this community that you could create a group with. So keep that in mind if you don't have anyone. But the reason that you're doing that is because you want the brand to see the amount of engagement that you get on a simple tweet or Instagram post. And when you do that, they're going to then follow you. Once they follow you, you're going to ask the email address for the person on their team that works on blogger or influencer campaigns. You have to be specific about asking for the email address for the person on the team that works on influencer or blogger campaigns. Because if not, they will get confused and think you're asking for customer service. And that is not who you want. You clearly want someone on their team that understands the importance and the influence that you bring to the table. So I want you to join me today at 10 a.m. Eastern on my Facebook page live to answer any questions that you might have about this. This is not something that is meant to take a very long time. It is meant to be quick and easy so that you can attract the brand's attention, get that email address, and then be able to write to the brand with your initial pitch. All right, guys, make sure you join me at 10 a.m. Eastern so that I can get all your questions answered, and we're gonna have a little bit of homework. So make sure that you come on over and I will see you shortly.